There's lots of wildlife at our current campground. We're in the town of Kemei, Idaho. Apparently the government zoned it for Victorian Western back in the 80s. This is Will Buchanan reporting for the Walk for Liberty. Today is June 17th, 2008, day 65. I had a very comprehensive interview today with Ben Jorgensen, who is the editor of the Clearwater Progress. He was certainly the best news person of the three, asking more detailed and personal questions than the other two had thought to ask. Wow, how do you get to that house? Perhaps on the railroad tracks? One question I liked was what kind of reception we've gotten from people along the way. We've gotten a very good response from many people we've met along the way. From Carl and Nancy Nelson of Pedigreen.com, to a lady that worked at an organics food store, to even the lady that interviewed us yesterday. I'm thinking more and more that many people out there are very liberty-oriented and think that governments at all levels have gotten too big, too intrusive, and too out of control. But yet they don't know what to do about it or think they're all alone in thinking it, so they never speak up about it. I wish I could show you all the people that have so enthusiastically honked and waved as they've driven by since we got the front page article in the Lewiston Tribune. I can't imagine they would be so enthusiastic if they had just read the article but didn't support what we were doing. And Ron Paul's presidential campaign was very effective at bringing people out of the woodwork who supported liberty and might have thought that they were all alone in doing so. Ron Paul is to be commended at identifying just how many people there are out there who support more freedom and more personal responsibility. And now that the foundation has been laid, his new campaign for liberty is set to make an even bigger impact. I completely support what Ron Paul is doing on a national level. I think if anyone has a chance of scaling back government on a federal level, it's Ron Paul and Downsize DC. And I'm sure Ron Paul's campaign for liberty and Downsize DC will work together on projects at some point in the future. Personally, though, I think the best chance we have for achieving liberty in our lifetime is on a state and national level. I'm sure Ron Paul will be able to do great things with his campaign for liberty. However, the enemy is so entrenched that I think it'll take a long, long time to achieve liberty on that front. And I don't want to have to wait forever for liberty. I want it as soon as possible. Which is why I've decided to move to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project. New Hampshire already has a very liberty-oriented live and let live culture. It has no sales or income tax. It has very business-friendly laws there. It has no seatbelt or helmet requirement, plus there's a lot of gun freedom there. Plus it's much easier to get elected as a state representative there than in any other state, with the highest representative to population ratio. These and many other factors add up to a nice base to work toward liberty from. And looking forward, not only have hundreds of Free State Project activists already moved into the state, but also hundreds more have committed to moving there by the end of this year, and there could be thousands more moving in the next few years. With all of those liberty activists moving there, the future of freedom in New Hampshire looks rosy indeed. The question for me, though, is how to get all those regular liberty-oriented people out there turned on to the idea of moving to New Hampshire for more freedom. I'll just keep putting out my message every day on the Walk for Liberty, and hopefully it will get to them. I'm moving to New Hampshire for liberty. Will you? think that might be a bald eagle. And now a much smaller bird. I walked close to 10 miles today. Here's my GPS position. This is Will Buchanan for blog.walkforliberty.com, signing off. A lone restroom up in the mountains.